Today on Way I Got It Figured, we continue our look at the Legacy United Autobots Stand United 5-pack with one of the perennial favorite Autobots, Jazz, on Way I Got It Figured.
The Way I Got It Figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another Transformers Legacy United review. This time, we're looking at Jazz from the Autobots Stand United 5-pack. Picked this 5-pack up at Bigbadtoystore. And while it took me a while to get these guys out in reviews, first of all, I had to decide how I was even going to do it. Was I going to review all 5 of them in one video? I decided to break it up, do 5 videos, and give you a quick look at each figure, compare them with their previous version, if applicable, and throw a couple of stop motions in there to boot. This time, we're looking at Jazz. Jazz is originally not from Earthrise like most of the figures in this set. He is actually a Studio Series 86 release. So Jazz is, as everybody knows who Jazz is, if you're a Transformers fan, even a casual, you know who Jazz is. He is the Special Operations soldier of the Autobots, highly skilled, highly stylish, highly competent, and was voiced in the show by the famous actor Scatman Crothers, who played the character up until his death in 1986. If there was a legendary 8, he'd be the 8th member. So this figure, once again, straight up reuse of the Studio Series 86 figure. And to look at him, he does look great. The big difference with Jazz this time around is that he has a matte finish as opposed to a chrome finish. All of his colors are a lot more animation looking. And he got his solid roof, which feels a lot more substantial, less breakable. People have reported that their Jazz, they broke it because of the clear plastic that they used on the car mode, certain parts of the car. But this is a solid figure, so you shouldn't have too much of an issue there. Minus the gun, which is chromed. All of the other gray parts are now a matte gray. And, kind of has that animation feel to it. I will say, I do like this gun better than the original, because the original has the white, unpainted kind of 5mm ports, 3mm ports on there. That's just the way they did it, but this gun feels a lot more authentic. And there's always been some people have mileage may vary with this figure, but I always think it's been great. It's a really good interpretation of Jazz. Hard to get a better figure. When they did the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Origin Jazz with the smaller chest, people did kind of say that that's their Jazz they were going to use as robot mode. And I do think that figure is cool, but I don't know. I like that figure, and I gave it very high marks in my review, but I still think this is overall more Jazz to me. So, of course, we're going to compare good old Jazz with his Studio Series 86 counterpart. Alright, so we got our Studio Series 86 Jazz, and I have a third-party weapons upgrade kit on him. I got some other parts too. They're not all here. Like I have a grappling arm for him to just stick it over his hand, and speakers I got speakers for them too. But it gives them kind of the toy-etic look, and then this figure does, even though he's in the shape of the Transformers the movie Jazz, he is in the kind of more color scheme when you compare him with this release with the toy. They're both in their own way accurate to the source material, depending on which source material you're using, toy or the cartoon. If I put them up close, you can kind of see some key differences. You have some paint apps here that are not here. And you got your silvers. There's this Autobot symbol has the tampoed white background, and this one is just sort of on there like they were on the show. And yeah, they're both great. They're just depending, and of course this weapons pack will work on this Jazz too. There you go. There's your comparison. I'm going to transform the 5-pack Jazz into car mode, and maybe I'll even transform this Jazz into car mode. Both Jazzes, and we can see how they look together. Final thoughts on Transformers Legacy United, Autobots Stand United 5-pack Autobot Jazz. It's Jazz. I mean, what can you say? Some people have their complaints about this version of Jazz, but I think it's a great figure. I'm a little bit split on this one. Sort of like Trailbreaker. I'm not sure which one I like better. I like them both. They have their pros and cons. I do kind of prefer the tampoed white background Autobot logo, but I do like the matte. It is a little bit simpler. However, not every figure I have is going to be matte, so ipso facto, I'm kind of in the middle. For consistency's sake, especially in stop motions, I'll probably use this one, but I also may switch it up. I have a little inside joke. The cartoon had animation errors, and I'm not talking about the ones that are on the DVD transfer that everybody always thinks are the animation errors that they always were. They're not, but there were animation errors regardless. And so sometimes the character would look one way in one episode and one way in another. So I'll probably just, use both of them in some aspect. But that has no bearing on how I feel about this particular figure. And Jazz came out before I was doing reviews, so I never reviewed the Studio Series 86 version. But this one I'm gonna give the same 8 out of 10 that I've been giving so far. It was really tough to call this one. I really think it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other for old Jazz. It's probably a little bit longer. I'm trying to keep them short because these aren't supposed to be full reviews. But I do want to make sure you get the full difference in figures. So that's going to do it for this one. Everybody stay safe. See you on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.